Hi guys, welcome back. Hope everybody is having a good day. And it is Sunday and it's really gloomy out. The wind is blowing and it sounds like it's going to snow. I didn't know it was going to snow today. And so, yeah, not looking forward to that. But I'm catching a cold. So I am fighting it. I drank some emergency and I took some cold medicine, and I'm just hoping and praying that it doesn't come full force and it just goes away. It's always just like a tense time for me because flu season, it seems like this year so far I've gotten sick probably around about 4 times already. So if that's any indication on how the season's going to go, I'm really hoping and praying for a better year. So hopefully this just goes through my system and, you know, and I'll feel better by tomorrow. So I want to talk a little bit about um, mental health, of course. I like to touch base on mental health and issues and anxiety and depression and just, all those emotional things that go on year round, not just during the holidays, but sometimes, especially during the holidays. And I told you guys that a lot of times people with depression don't speak about it because they're afraid people are going to judge them. They're afraid people are going to think they're crazy. Um, they just don't want to speak about it, especially men. Men, you know, just in general, don't share very much. They're not as emotional as women. And, we share everything. Like we overshare. I'm an oversharer, if you haven't noticed by now. Um, and I just think that it's just so important to be aware. And I've said this before, if you see somebody that's off, or maybe they're not, being their usual, self, and they're quiet or a little bit more withdrawn, um, reach out. Don't just think that, oh, they just want to be left alone, or, I have enough of my own things going on. I mean, we all have something going on. We all have things that we're dealing with or struggling with. Um, but you just never know what's going on inside somebody else's mind. And we just want to make sure that everybody is somewhat, on a healthy, you know, balanced level, if we have the capability or the ability to help somebody. Um, Even if it's just to talk, or, to buy them lunch or a cup of coffee, or, just anything. The gesture just really makes a huge difference. And I know that just for myself, that sometimes I feel like, maybe I feel like people aren't really checking on me, and I take it kind of personal. I always take it personal because, there's a lot of different things going on with me. And I think for me, it's an everyday thing. And, for those around me, my loved ones, or just friends, or just people in general, sometimes we get tired of hearing about somebody else's, ups and downs, or, issues, or, they're not feeling good, but they tell you that all the time. And you're just like, you know, and I feel like that's how it is. Sometimes I feel like people are just tired of hearing about, like, that I'm not feeling good, or I'm having a bad day, and, I don't think they necessarily mean it, in a bad way, because again, everybody's struggling with something and everybody has a lot on their plate. So, yeah, just be, a little bit aware, a little bit more sensitive. There's a lot of shopping, there's a lot of hustle and bustle, and just, people running here and running there. The stores are crowded. You got all them different energies coming together and all them different personalities. And you really have to be mindful of, picking up, if you're sensitive like me, you have to be mindful of picking up other people's energies. And, you know, sometimes when we go like into Walmart, that's one of the worst places because it's just like a trail mix of, you know what Walmart is. So like I don't even have to tell you about Walmart, but there's so many different people coming and going, and it's just like there's chaos over here, there's chaos over there, and it's just like chaotic. And it's like by the time you get out of there, you're like, you know, a nervous wreck. I mean, I know I am sometimes. And sometimes we pick up people's energy and we, we start feeling down, or we start feeling sick, or we start just not feeling good. But sometimes it's not our own stuff. And so you have to, try to get in the habit of, at the end of the day, or when you're feeling it, just tell yourself, okay, if this isn't my stuff, if these feelings that I'm feeling, or if this sickness that I'm feeling is not mine, please leave my body, or however you want to say it. Cleanse my body, cleanse anything that doesn't belong to me, and just return it to its rightful owner, because we don't want to carry anybody's junk or anything that doesn't belong to us. And that can happen. Energies can attach themselves to you. And so you just have to be really careful with that. Another thing too is a lot of people don't have money for the holidays, and a lot of people are really stressed out and sad and depressed and anxious, and it just makes me feel really bad. Even when people shoplift, like I feel really bad if I'm at Walmart and I know that cop cars are there, and I know that obviously somebody got caught shoplifting. And desperate times call for desperate measures. And I just, I don't judge people based on that kind of stuff. Like, I just know that, sometimes when you're in a situation where you don't have any money, or depending on your circumstances, and I think it's all individually based, obviously. But I don't judge people for shoplifting because, we don't know why they're shoplifting. We don't know what they're taking. Maybe it's food, maybe it's hygiene stuff, maybe it's something for their kids, or, maybe they're homeless and they need, a backpack, or they need a coat, or, a pullover, a hoodie, socks. Like, I just feel really bad that people have to go to that extreme, but I know it's very common, and I know there's a lot of homeless people. I mean, that's just, it's obvious, it's all around us. And, I really wish that I could help people more, and I try, but, I can only do so much and give so much. But I just pray for people. If somebody's stranded on the side of the road, I pray for them. If somebody's walking down the street with carrying bags, I pray for them. Like, I just feel everything. Like, I feel sad if somebody has a flat tire. Like, I feel sad if somebody's pushing a stroller, or an old lady's walking. Like, those are the kind of things that get to me. And I know I overfeel, and it's like a blessing and a curse. But I genuinely care about people and their well-being, or I just don't believe in letting anybody go hungry. Like, I don't believe, even let's say you're fighting with your family, and you hold the food, maybe you're going to buy somebody dinner and they're broke, or you're fighting with your spouse and they don't have lunch or lunch money. Like, I just don't believe, no matter what the circumstances are, that anybody goes hungry, that anybody goes to work hungry, or anybody is just hungry, period. Like, food is one thing that you don't hold from people, you don't withhold from people. So that bothers me too. And so I do what I can again, and if I could do more, I would. Another thing is, you know, not just this time of year, but especially this time of year, because homeless people or people without insurance or people without, that maybe lost their jobs, they don't have insurance, they get sick, they have to go to the doctor. A lot of times they'll just go to the emergency room because they will treat you in an emergency room. Um, if you don't have insurance, I'm almost positive they'll treat you, but they profile you also. So if you're this homeless person coming in, you're dirty, you got, your clothes don't look so nice, or, somebody going in with, tattoos from head to toe, they immediately think you're there for drugs, first of all. I mean, you could have, a broken arm, you could have, a cut where you need stitches, you know, you could have some legit injuries or health issues, and immediately they look at you as, oh, he's a drug addict, she's a drug addict. I mean, she's covered in tattoos, she has piercings, like, she's just trying to get pain meds. They don't even give you pain meds anymore at the emergency room. I don't care how much pain you're in, they don't give you pain meds. And I don't know, like, as far as I know, maybe it depends on the actual injury. I don't mean you have to have your arm completely almost hanging before they'll give you pain meds. They'll tell you go home and take ibuprofen, or they'll give you a prescription for like Motrin 800 or something like that. But they won't give you pain meds because of the opioid epidemic. There's bigger things going on in this world besides, somebody taking too many Vicodin, and I'm not talking about overdoses because that's serious, but if somebody's in pain and somebody's injured, or somebody has a broken arm, a broken foot, and you're not giving them pain meds, like, shame on you. And I hate the fact that they profile people, even if you go to the doctor and you have insurance, unless you have like an ongoing existing condition where you've already been treated like from years, years back. Obviously they know your health, they know you have health issues, they know you have chronic pain, they know you have, you're bipolar, they know you struggle with depression, anxiety, and maybe ADD, and just all these different illnesses. If they're treating you from years back or months back or whatever, obviously you're on medication, and they know, like, you're legitimately on pain meds because you have rheumatoid arthritis or you have chronic pain. Like me, I've been treated since I was a kid, but in the system medically since I was 23. So, clearly doctors know that I have chronic pain, I have fibromyalgia, I have multiple other things, the side effects, and I have chronic pain. So I'm on a narcotic contract where, they monitor you, they do blood work, they want to make sure you're not selling your drugs, your prescriptions, they want to make sure you're not abusing your drugs, your prescriptions. I call them drugs because, like a drugstore, or you go to the pharmacy. I don't mean drugs like heroin or, anything like that. I'm talking about pain meds. It just really bothers me that if you're homeless, or if you're not homeless, or if you're just somebody who happens to love artwork on your body and you have piercings and tattoos, that you're not going to be treated the same as some, yuppie coming in from, with their suit and tie and their Mercedes or their BMW, and, they might give them pain meds. I don't know. It's supposed to be this new law where they don't do that, but I just have a huge issue, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. I can't imagine going to, even if when I've gone to the emergency room, and then they'll look up and see that I'm on a narcotic contract and they won't give me any more pain meds. But what they don't realize is if I go in with a broken leg or a broken arm, whatever, if I go in injured and they don't give me pain meds, they have to realize, and people have to take into consideration that they'll give me a certain amount of pain meds per month. Okay, it has to last me 28 days. Well, if I break my arm and I'm taking those pain meds that they give me for everything else, and I'm taking those pain meds for my broken arm, when I'm having my other pain or I'm having, these attacks or these episodes or just the chronic pain, then I don't have pain meds for that, and you're just SO, you can't, there's nothing you can do about it. You're SOL. And I just think it's wrong. My biggest issue, and the reason that I have such an issue with this, is because my daughter has also gone into the emergency room multiple times with real pain, with real infection, with real injuries, and they even treat her differently. Like, they have attitude, they're short, they're just immediately looking at you as you probably did this to yourself, or they're profiling you because you have tattoos. Immediately you're a drug addict. And I just feel bad for people who get turned away, or I feel bad for people that don't get treated, even with mental health issues. And I don't know, you have to be treated in a mental health facility, or like a psychiatrist or a therapist. Like, they have to evaluate you and see, do you have an existing condition? And if you do, maybe you're on meds. I know when I lost my insurance, when I got laid off for I don't know, I was laid off for a few months before I finally went back to work, but I lost my insurance. And during that period, I'm on a lot of medications. So during that period, I had to go jump through hoops and couldn't get my meds until, so I'm going without. Okay, people, you can't just stop taking a prescription. Doctors will tell you don't stop taking a medication if you've been on it, because you can have a seizure. I mean, you could die, and there's so many different things that can happen. So when I lost my insurance, I had to go to I think it's called the Colorado Indigent Care Program, and it's basically like for people with low income or no income, you're homeless or whatever. And there's a process for that. And then you go to, it's kind of like Denver Health. You're going to those type of clinics, and you're seeing, not necessarily, you're not seeing, not real doctors. They're real doctors, they're real psychiatrists, but you have to go through a process. But in that process, they're not realizing that you're on medications that you've stopped taking because you no longer have insurance. And what about your seizures then? Like, they don't people don't care enough. That's what the problem is people don't care enough. And I know there's rules and there's guidelines, but just as the human race, people don't care about each other. It's really, really scary. It's really, really terrifying that there's so many people out there right now as we speak that are homeless, or they're sitting at home in pain, or they're sitting at home losing their mind, or they're on the street losing their mind because they don't know where they're going to sleep. They don't know what they're going to eat. They're trying to figure out, why their head is spinning because they haven't had medications. It's very, very, very dangerous to just stop taking medications. And I guess that's not my point. My point is, these doctors and whoever, police, cops, judges, I mean, they profile you because you have tattoos and piercings, and they turn you away, or they just treat you different, and they treat you less than somebody with no tattoos, somebody that, like I said, is a yuppie or a rich person, or, um, it's just really sad that that's what this world is like. And now it's the holidays, so it's worse. It's worse now because it is the holidays. So it's sad, and I just pray for everybody in the world who's hurting and suffering in some way. And I pray that other people's hearts who have hard, callous hearts, that, you know, their hearts be softened, and, people are having more grace and more mercy on others. And I mean, we're all human beings. Everybody's equal. Every race, every, color, every, you know, religion, whatever, we are all the same. And there's veterans on the street right now who don't have medication, and we have to pray for them. They fought for our country, and they're not getting medical treatment. They're not getting medications. I mean, we just have to pray for everybody in the world right now, um, and pray for the people who are judging, and pray for the doctors, and pray for the law enforcement who are treating people differently or less than. And I just hope and pray that, if you're one of those people that this video touches you, or, changes your heart or your mind on how you look at people, and how, you never know who you're entertaining. It could be somebody who's homeless, full of tattoos, whatever, dirty, haven't had a shower, but you could be entertaining an angel. And some things are tests too. And I believe what goes around comes around, and we reap what we sow. And I just hope and pray that, you know, the world is, you know, kinder, and the new year is going to bring love and joy and peace and good health and prosperity and togetherness, and just, happiness. And I really, really pray that, for everybody, for myself, for my family, and for you guys. And yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to touch base on that issue. The fact that, the profiling with people who are in need of medications and they aren't getting it. I just pray that doctors, whoever, go above and say, you know what, normally I wouldn't do this, but, I see you're in pain. I see your arms ready to fall off. I see your head is split. I am going to help you, and we need to help each other. Like, we need each other. People need each other. And, you might be up here one day, and another day you might be down on your luck. The rug can be pulled out from any one of us at any given time. Tomorrow's not promised. That great job, that, 6-figure job that you have, you may be, unemployed one day and having to go to apply for Medicaid or food stamps. You just never know what tomorrow's going to bring, and you never know what's going to happen. Nothing's guaranteed, nothing's forever, and nothing's promised. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you're safe. If you go to the stores, be careful, and remember, it's not about the gifts. It's not about, people just lose sight of what Christmas is really all about and what the holidays are really all about. And I just like the music, the lights. I don't even care about the gifts. I literally do not even care about gifts. Like, I don't even really want anything this year, or just in general. Just remember, it's the thought that counts, and keep in mind that it's a hard time for people. And you might have money to spend for Christmas, but some people might not even have money to put gas in their car or to buy their next meal. So try to be, a little bit more aware, and mindful and pay for somebody's coffee, pay for somebody's lunch. Um, just, you know, just help people, you know, just be a loving, giving person. It's not going to hurt. And you only have something to gain from it. So, anyway, you guys, that's just my little Sunday talk. I just, you know, it's been bothering me. Of course, things always are on my mind, as you know, and I have to voice how I feel when I'm feeling it. So, anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Share my videos, share this video in particular, and give this video a like, please. If you watched it till the end, please give it a like. Leave your comments, questions, and suggestions down below. And I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye, guys.